Austin Lehman, and welcome to the next edition of Austin Weekend. Here is Dad, and here we are here to review the Cartoon Network classic, Edd, Edd, and Eddy.
Edd, Edd, and Eddy. A good old classic Cartoon Network. When did it actually start?
Or it's actually pronounced Edd, Edd, and Eddy.
Edd, Edd, and Eddy?
With N, with an indicator there.
Mm-hmm.
It started in January of 1999, and it lasted all the way to November of 2009.
That was good. It was a good 10 years that it was on then.
It also had a TV movie and a bunch of episodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think 68 full, and 68 full, and probably more than 100 segments of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So there's plenty for you to watch.
Mm-hmm. And it also got its own video game. There was an Edd, Edd, and Eddy video game. That was on the
GameCube. I still have that game.
Yes.
I still have that GameCube.
Yeah. So if the cartoon is good enough to get its own
video games,
then it's a pretty good cartoon. Tell us the basics of the show.
The show is about cul-de-sac. It's centered around in a cul-de-sac, like
a bunch of families living in a neighborhood. Yeah.
And it centers around Edd, the tall, dim-witted one.
Edd.
Double D, as they call him in the show, is the smart one with the sock head.
The scientific one, with a
that's what they call him in the show. Mm-hmm. And Eddy, who's pretty much the self-proclaimed leader.
The leader of the group, yeah. And he's always after his favorite thing in the world.
Jawbreakers.
Whenever
I see Jawbreaker, I think of this show.
Yes. Jawbreakers, because he is always trying to scheme some way to make money, to get a quarter.
And get a Jawbreaker.
And the Jawbreakers, we're used to the Jawbreakers.
Being that small.
They've got Jawbreakers. Put them in their jaws, and it's like that big. Yeah, big giant Jawbreakers, yeah. So, and there's a lot of side characters in this, too. Some cartoons just have a couple side characters.
This one has a bunch.
This one's got a bunch of side characters, yeah.
Ed's sister, Sarah.
Mm-hmm. Her boyfriend.
No.
Right? No, that ain't... No,
that's his sister.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Pretty much the bully character.
The oldest male.
Yeah.
There's Rolf.
Rolf the farmer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What?
You dare mock the son of a shepherd?
Yeah. He's a farmer, goofy, but he's super strong. He is super, super, super strong. So nobody messes with him too much because he's super strong. And then there's who else? Who's got the plank?
Who's got plank? Oh, yeah, Johnny.
Little Johnny. And his best friend is a piece of wood with a face drawn on it. And his name is
Plank.
Which is good because that's what it is. It's a plank.
Now, Sarah has a friend named Jimmy.
Jimmy, yeah.
With the
braces. He's got the braces, yeah. He's got a halo. Braces, yeah. So, and he's sort of the soft kid, the one that's always worried about getting hurt or something.
Always focused on planting any flower.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's that kind of character.
Now, who else? Is that all of them?
Oh no.
There's so many.
The Cankers.
Oh yeah, the Canker sisters. They're like the three
threatening bullies.
Antagonists against the Edd, Edd, and Eddy clan.
And everybody else.
And everybody else. But it seems like they're always running into each other, the three Canker sisters and the three Eds, basically.
But whenever the Cankers meet the Eds, it doesn't really go well for the Eds.
It doesn't go well for the Eds, no. Yeah, they're the Canker sisters always seem to get the best of them, yeah. Mm-hmm. And the Canker sisters almost like them as boyfriends, and they have nothing to do with the Canker sisters, so that's always funny when they get in there. There's Ed's older brother. Every now and then they show him.
Every now and then they mention him.
Mm-hmm. They had on the final show when they went to the amusement park. He was in it a little bit.
Don't spoil anything.
Mm-hmm. Who else is in it?
Well,
gosh, there's so many characters.
There's so many characters.
It's hard to keep up. But those are probably your main characters of it, yeah. And it's just daily life of Edd
Edd and Eddy.
Edd and Eddy. And Eddy coming up with schemes to make money, and then just the interaction of all the characters in the cul-de-sac and the neighborhood just having fun. So it's really easy.
It's really easy to understand.
It's relatable. Yeah.
And boy, does this show run with its concept.
It does, yeah.
It
It has
really-
fun with it.
It has a blast with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's one of the best shows that Cartoon Network's ever released to this day, and I really, really love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite shows of all time.
It's a really fun show. It
takes its concept and runs away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Over to the next cul-de-sac.
Over to the next cul-de-sac, yeah. But it's creative,
it's funny,
inventive, it's funny.
It has some of the best slapstick you'll ever see.
And Edd, the taller Edd, is such a doofus. He's a lovable doofus. And the way he talked, the voicing.
The voice is just awesome.
The voicing is very, the voices are done very, very well on it.
And that one part that I still remember to this very day, Edd slamming his head over and over and over to the ground. I'm a woodpecker.
I'm a woodpecker.
I love that line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of slapstick comedy like that.
It's done expertly well.
But it plays into the character. It's not just slapstick for being stupid comedy. It's
intelligent.
That's who Edd is. Edd is that. That's his character. And the other Edd, the intelligent one, that's his character. He's a germaphobe, and he's smart. And how can you run around with two other boys and be a germaphobe? I mean, it's just funny. It really works. And then Eddy always trying to scam everybody
Their
out of a quarter.
bantering off of each other also works extremely well, in my opinion, at least.
Yes, it does. Mm-hmm.
And when Eddy's the one who usually thinks of the scams.
Mm-hmm.
He's the shortest one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
the so-called leader of the band, of the group, yeah.
He's the guy who makes the scams, and sometimes Edd is there, the taller one, the dumbest one, is there to usually screw it up. And then Eddy usually gets on his back for it.
Doesn't he always have something in... He's got everything... What is it, his hat or his jacket? Or his pockets? He's always got food or something. He can pull out everything out of his... What is it?
It's a cartoon. Anything can happen.
I know, but yeah, he's that character. He is that character. And the smart Edd is always trying to talk sense into him, which never works.
Never does.
It never works. So they always end up something kind of like hilarious calamity happening. Yeah.
Didn't I mention the slapstick was top notch?
It is top notch. Yes, I said it's not stupid. You can have goofy goofball comedy
and make it work.
And make it work.
He said it a time or two a while back, but it still stands.
It still stands as long as it's intelligently done. It's intelligently placed in the cartoon, and it means something to the story or the character. It's fine. It's awesome.
Does the show have that? Oh yeah.
Oh yes, it does. It's almost the epitome of taking stupidity and making it part of the story. It's really funny. The story is really funny. Yeah. Some cartoons just base their whole story on stupidity, and you can't do that. It has to really mean something to the character, mean something to the story, and Edd and Eddy does that really well.
And on that part where you said that shows doing stupid things, or the point of being stupid. Breadwinners,
yeah. It's just stupid from start to finish.
Now let's get on to the good stuff.
Okay.
Here, how about the incredibly unique animation style?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's not a lot done. It's almost like in the Rugrats style.
But the outlines are shaky, and I like that.
I like that too.
I like its unique style. I like how it doesn't really bore you at all.
Mm-mm.
Which an animation style should not do.
Mm-mm. No, let's say it's got good animation, good coloring, good scenery, good voicing. It's really a well-rounded cartoon.
How about the voice acting?
The voice acting couldn't be better.
It couldn't be better.
No.
Edd is funny and stupid at the same time. He's probably my favorite stupid character of all time.
And the smart Edd has got a smart kid voice, a little higher pitched. And he's always trying to warning him.
And Eddy has that.
And Eddy's the conniving, idiot.
has that conniving voice.
Yeah, the little schemester. Yeah,
it has that voice that you automatically know which character he's gonna be, and you get invested in the storyline.
That's what. If you close your eyes and listen to an Edd Eddy show, you would know which character was voicing each scene. You wouldn't have to wonder. You would know because that character is that voice.
It's just an outstanding cartoon from beginning to end.
It is.
How about the comedy?
It's top notch. Top notch. Like I said, it's got slapstick. It's got intelligent. It's got peril comedy. You know, from collapsing and getting hurt and all that stuff. So it's got a little bit of touch of everything. It's good. It's good.
It's got emotion. It's got character development, which some slapstick shows don't even have. It's got great voice acting, great animation style, and incredibly unique to this very day. And the plots are unique. Although they do a lot of scams, they have one at least every episode. They aren't the same scam over and over again.
It ain't the same story beat to death, yeah.
Yeah. Just like Phineas and Ferb, for example. Phineas and Ferb did multiple inventions, but they were not the same inventions. And the same thing with Edd and Eddy. The scams aren't the same every freaking time.
No, he tries to come up with a different way to get some money to get the jawbreakers. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you want to go into do a rating for it? You want to explain to people how it works?
The rating is 1 being completely and utterly horrible.
Crap.
Say it again.
And crap.
And do it again.
And crap. And 10 being
the best thing ever. Say it again.
Awesome. And 0 being
the unbelievable abomination known as
Food Fight. That's the only 0 that we've ever watched.
And it deserved
it. And it deserved a 0. Okay, and we don't use stars. We don't use boring stuff. It's not a 3-star, of course. We actually pull items from the shows to use as ratings. Like in the Kung Fu Panda, we used
dumpling time, dumpling time, dumpling time.
We used dumplings, so the Kung Fu Panda actually got like a 9.3, 9.2 dumplings, depending on which ones we did.
9.3 is what I'd rank the entire trilogy of those movies.
So we use
great trilogy.
We use dumplings there, and there's only one thing we can use for Edd, Edd and Eddy.
Jawbreakers.
Jawbreakers. That's the only thing.
Oh yeah, Jawbreakers. That's the only show.
That's the only thing that we can rate. Okay, from 1 Jawbreaker being horrible and 10 Jawbreakers like Eddie being the best thing ever. You know Eddie would love 10 Jawbreakers.
10 Jawbreakers.
Okay, how many Jawbreakers do you give Edd, Edd and Eddy?
I'm going to have to tell you this right up front. It is far from a 1, and it's far from a 5.
Yes.
I'm going to give it the extremely rare 10 out of 10 rating for me. It is an extraordinary show.
It is one of your top 2 cartoons of all time, isn't it, really?
Yes, it is. It's extraordinary show. Highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. Go back to it if you've watched it as a kid. Like I have. We highly recommend it. It gets the Austin Weekend seal of approval right all over it.
Yes, if you get a chance to watch it on Netflix or on something, or buy a DVD or something,
we highly recommend it.
We highly recommend it. And me myself, I'm an old school cartoonist. As my favorite stuff is the old stuff, but I would still give Edd, Edd and Eddy a good 9.5. It's a strong cartoon. It is a very strong cartoon.
It's probably like Phineas and Ferb. I think this show could have gone longer and longer and still kept a lot of the development intact.
Yeah.
But it seemed unfortunate that they did get canceled. But it still is
It's still got
a
good 10 years of shows. So
it's still fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, what do we got coming up next? We've got some cartoons. I know we've got a couple new cartoons on that we need to watch.
The Loud House just premiered, so we'll just check that out.
We need to check that out. We've got some movies coming up. I know we got the Secret Life of Pets
coming up.
It's
this
coming
July.
up here in about a week. Actually, I think it comes out maybe next weekend or something like. Not this weekend, but next weekend. And if there's any other movies out there that you want us to go see, any other shows that you want us to watch.
We'll also be putting up a list of maybe the top 15 best theme songs.
We're going to do some theme songs. If you've got a favorite theme song, throw it down there, and we'll work it into it too. Be sure and hit the
like and the groovy button.
Hit the groovy button, baby. Hit the groovy button. I wish there was a groovy button.
Yes, that would be so cool.
It would be groovy if there was a groovy button. But be sure to hit the like, hit the subscribe button,
And
so you'll get
check out and
notices
see
from
more.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to see more, just click the like or subscribe button. But we highly recommend you click the subscribe button, please.
Yeah. That way you get notices whenever we put a new one of these out. And again, if you got any comments, put them below. Other than that,
Send us some of your thoughts.
We're done.
And see you next week. Eat those jawbreakers.